Everyone wants automation and autopilot until they open Zapier and it feels like opening a spaceship dashboard. I get it. You want your work to just do itself, but instead, you're starting the triggers and actions, wondering if you need a computer science degree. Today, I'm showing you what Zapier actually does, when it's worth paying for, and how to set up your first automations without losing your mind. No jargon, no hype, just the honest guide that finally makes Zapier make sense in 2025. Okay, let me show you. This is a Zap. It's literally just two things. A trigger, something happens, and an action, something else happens automatically. That's it. Watch this. When I get an email in Gmail with a specific label, boom, post the subject line to my Slack channel. 30 seconds. Done. That's automation. You don't need to understand APIs or write code. You're just connecting apps you already use. So here's what Zapier is really for. It handles the repetitive stuff, moving data from one app to another without you lifting a finger. Think about it. Every time someone fills out your Google form, you manually copy it to a spreadsheet. Or when a new lead comes into your CRM, you have to send them a welcome email. Or every morning you download analytics and paste them into a report. That's where Zapier lives. It connects over 8,000 apps. Gmail to Sheets, Slack to Notion, Typeform to MailChimp, Airtable to Discord, ChatGPT to literally anything. If you've ever said, I wish this app could talk to that app, Zapier probably has a way to make it happen. And here's the thing. It's not just for big companies. Creators use it all the time. A YouTuber I know has a Zap that takes every new video upload from YouTube and posts it to Twitter, Instagram, and a Google Sheet tracking video titles and published dates. Set it up once, never think about it again. Let's talk money, because this is where people get stuck. Zapier has a free plan. You get 100 tasks per month and you can build two-step Zaps. That's one trigger, one action. For a lot of people, that's enough to start. If you're just testing it out or you have one or two simple workflows, free works. But here's the catch. 100 tasks sounds like a lot until you realize that every time your Zap runs, that's one task. So if you get 50 form submissions in a month, that's 50 tasks. Add another Zap that checks your email twice a day, 60 more tasks. You hit the limit fast. When you upgrade, and this is around $20 a month for the starter paid plan, you unlock multi-step Zaps. Now you can do trigger plus 3 actions. So instead of just form to spreadsheet, you can do form to spreadsheet, send Slack notification, add to CRM. You also get filters which let you say only run this Zap if the email contains this keyword, or only post to Slack if the form response says yes. My take? Start free, build one Zap that saves you real time. If you max out your tasks or you need multi-step automation, upgrade. Don't pay until you know it's actually working for you. All right, let's build your first Zap together. I'm going to automate something simple but useful. Every time someone submits a Google form, it adds a row to a Google Sheet and sends me a Slack message. 3 steps. Let's do it. Step 1, I'm in Zapier. I click Create Zap. First thing it asks for is a trigger. I search for Google Forms, selected, and choose New Form Response. It asks me to connect my Google account. One click, done. Then I pick which form I want to watch. I'll use my content idea submission form. Step 2, now I add an action. I search for Google Sheets, select Create Spreadsheet Row. I connect my Google account again if it's not already linked. Then I choose the spreadsheet and the specific worksheet where I want the data to go. Zapier shows me all the fields from my form. Name, email, idea, category. I match each one to a column in my sheet. Easy. Step 3, I add another action. This time it's Slack. I choose send channel message. I connect Slack, pick the channel. I'll use my private ideas channel. Then I customize the message. I can pull in data from the form. So my Slack message says new idea from name, idea. Now the big moment. I hit test. Zapier runs the Zap with sample data. I check my spreadsheet. New row appears. I check Slack. Message pops up. It works. All right, now let's step it up. You've built a basic Zap. Now I want to show you something a bit more practical that saves actual time every single day. This is an email to task workflow with automatic formatting and delay. It's the kind of thing that makes you wonder why you ever did this manually. Here's the problem. You get emails with requests, could be client asks, internal tasks, bug reports, whatever. Right now, you probably read the email, open your task manager, create a new task, copy paste the details, set a due date, assign it to someone. That's like 2 minutes per email. If you get 10 of those a day, that's 20 minutes gone. Let's automate it. Step 1, trigger is a new email in Gmail with a specific label. I'll use action required. When an email gets that label, Zapier wakes up. Step 2, here's where it gets interesting. I'm using Zapier's built-in formatter tool. This takes the messy email body and extracts just what I need.
need. Email subject becomes the task title, body text gets cleaned up, no signatures, no reply chains, just the actual request. The formatter even pulls out any dates mentioned in the email and converts them into a proper due date format. Step 3, add a delay. I don't want tasks created instantly at midnight when emails come in. So I set a delay, run this action only on weekdays at 9 a.m. If the email arrives at 8 p.m., Zapier holds it until morning. All those overnight emails get batched into one task creation run. Step 4, create the task. Zapier sends the formatted data to my task manager. Let's say Asana or Trello, task title, description, due date, all populated automatically. I can even set it to assign the task based on keywords in the email. If the email mentions design, assign it to the design team. If it says urgent, tag it high priority. Result: I wake up every morning, open my task manager, and every action required email from yesterday is already sitting there as a clean, organized task. No copying, no pasting, no forgetting. That's the power of multi-step automation with formatting and logic. Turn the Zap on. Now, every time someone submits that form, this entire workflow happens automatically while I'm asleep, recording videos or ignoring my phone. That's it. That's automation. Now here's where it gets wild. Zapier works with AI tools. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they all have Zapier integrations, so you can build zaps that use AI to write, summarize, or analyze your data on the fly. Example, let's say you run a newsletter. Every day you manually pull interesting articles, summarize them, and send them to your email list. With Zapier, you can automate that. Set up a zap that watches an RSS feed or a Google Sheet where you drop article links. When a new link appears, Zapier sends it to ChatGPT with a prompt like, summarize this article in 2 sentences for a marketing audience. ChatGPT returns the summary, then Zapier adds it to a draft email in your email platform. Done. Or content creation. I have a Zap that takes voice notes from my phone, recorded in a note app, transcribes them using an AI transcription tool, then sends the transcript to ChatGPT to clean it up and format it as a YouTube script outline. All automatic. I just talk into my phone and 20 minutes later, I have a polished outline waiting in my Google Docs. Zapier also has built-in AI features now, things like format using AI or extract data using AI. So if you get messy emails with random formats, you can have Zapier's AI pull out just the important info and structure it the way you need. This is where automation stops being just a time saver and starts being a multiplier. You're not just moving data, you're processing it, improving it, making it smarter. Okay, real talk. Zapier is powerful, but it's not always the right tool. Here's how to keep it simple and affordable. 1, don't automate everything on day 1. Pick one annoying task, something you do manually 5 times a week. Automate that, see if it sticks, then add more. 2, watch your task limits. Multi-step zaps eat through tasks fast. If you're on the free plan, keep it simple. If you upgrade, check your task usage every month so you're not surprised by overages. 3, some tools already talk to each other without Zapier. Google Workspace apps, for example, Sheets and Docs and Gmail already integrate natively in a lot of ways. Don't pay for Zapier if the tools you use have built-in automation. 4, if you need really complex logic, like if this and not that, then do 5 different things depending on time of day. You might need a more complex tools or maybe learn some coding skills. Zapier is great for straightforward workflows. 5, start with templates. Zapier has thousands of pre-built Zap templates. Search for your tools and your use case. Chances are someone already built what you need. You just plug in your accounts and go.
Look, you don't need to automate everything. Start with one annoying task. One zap, see if it saves you 10 minutes a week. If it does, build another. Automation isn't about being a tech wizard. It's about getting back time for the work that actually matters. And if you like Zaps, you're gonna love their other products, Zapier Agents, Zapier Chatbots, Zapier Tables, and more. It's a one-stop shop for building AI automations. I've linked Zapier in the description. Now go make your work run on autopilot the real way. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.